There was once a woman who lived in a quiet town called Shunem. She was warm-hearted, respected, and comfortable in life. Yet she carried a quiet emptiness that no one could see. One afternoon, a traveling prophet named Elisha passed through her street. He looked weary, covered in dust, but his eyes carried peace. Something in her heart stirred, so she invited him in for a meal, and from that day, every time he came to town, her door was open. After a while, she told her husband, "Let's make him a small room upstairs, a bed, a chair, a lamp, a place to rest." It was a simple act of kindness, done quietly, expecting nothing in return. But heaven noticed. And through Elisha, God gave her a promise she never imagined she'd hear. "By this time next year, you will hold a son." She laughed softly. "Don't raise my hopes," she said. But months later, her laughter turned into tears of joy. She was holding a child, a miracle boy she thought she'd never have. Years passed. The house that once echoed with silence was now filled with a little boy's laughter. Until one afternoon, the laughter stopped. He cried out in pain, clutched his head, and then grew still. Her world froze. But this woman didn't scream or fall apart. She carried him to the prophet's room, the very place where the promise began, and laid him gently on the bed. Then she whispered words that sounded impossible. "It is well." Mounting her donkey, she rode miles through dust and tears to find Elisha. When she reached him, she fell at his feet, her voice trembling between grief and faith. She didn't let go until he followed her home. Inside that quiet room, Elisha prayed, stretched himself over the child, and breathed. Once, twice, and suddenly, the boy sneezed. 7 times. His eyes opened. Her cry of sorrow turned into a shout of joy. The promise that had died lived again. Sometimes faith doesn't come with thunder or noise. It simply whispers in the middle of heartbreak. "It is well." And that day, in a little house in Shunem, a mother held her son again, proof that God still breathes life into what feels lost forever.